Ever heard of a river in the sky? It might sound like something out of a science fiction story, but it's a real phenomenon that plays a huge role in our weather and water supply. It's real, just not the kind you can see flowing on the ground. Instead, it's a hidden force, moving high above us, shaping the climate in ways we're only beginning to fully understand. These are called atmospheric rivers, long, narrow bands of water vapor that flow through the sky, almost like invisible highways of moisture. They can be thousands of kilometers long but only a few hundred kilometers wide, snaking across the atmosphere. In fact, a single atmospheric river can carry more water than the mighty Mississippi River at its peak. Imagine that much water, not in a channel on land, but suspended in the air, traveling across continents. These sky rivers gather moisture from warm tropical oceans, then transport it over vast distances, sometimes all the way from Hawaii to the west coast of North America. That's why meteorologists sometimes call the most famous one the Pineapple Express. When these moisture-laden air currents slam into mountain ranges, the air is forced upward, cools rapidly, and releases its cargo as rain or snow. This process can unleash incredible amounts of precipitation in a short time. For the West Coast, this can mean days of relentless rain or heavy snow, almost like a giant invisible fire hose pointed at the land. These events can be both dramatic and disruptive. While atmospheric rivers are essential for refilling reservoirs and watering crops, too much water arriving too quickly can overwhelm rivers and hillsides, leading to dangerous floods and destructive landslides. The ground can only absorb so much water before it becomes saturated. When that limit is reached, the excess water runs off, flooding streets, fields, and neighborhoods, sometimes with little warning. That's why scientists and emergency workers closely monitor atmospheric rivers. By understanding their patterns and predicting their arrival, communities can better prepare for their power and unpredictability, reducing the risk to lives and property. In short, atmospheric rivers are a vital part of Earth's water cycle, moving moisture from the tropics to the poles, nourishing forests, filling rivers and shaping landscapes along the way. For places like California, atmospheric rivers are both a blessing and a threat. They bring much-needed water to farms and cities, but can also cause devastating floods if they arrive too intensely. These sky rivers sustain life and agriculture, supporting millions of people, but they also remind us of nature's power, sometimes bringing storms that damage homes and infrastructure. Atmospheric rivers are a powerful reminder of how interconnected our planet's climate system is, linking oceans, land, and sky in a continuous, awe-inspiring cycle that shapes the world we live in. You've probably heard of the Pineapple Express. It's not a train, but a famous atmospheric river. It starts near Hawaii, where pineapples grow, and carries warm, moist air to the west coast. When this moisture hits mountains, it's forced upward, cools, and unleashes heavy rain or snow. The Pineapple Express can mean days of relentless rain in cities and massive snow in the mountains. While this helps end droughts and fills reservoirs, it can also trigger floods and mudslides. California depends on these storms for water, but they can cause billions in damage if too intense. It's a delicate balance. The water is needed, but the risks are real. The Pineapple Express is a classic example of how powerful and unpredictable these sky rivers can be. Preparation is key when one is on the way. Atmospheric rivers begin over warm oceans, where the sun's heat turns water into vapor. Large-scale wind and pressure systems gather this moisture into narrow streams. The jet stream acts as a highway, steering these rivers of vapor toward land. As the river travels, it picks up even more moisture, growing stronger. Meteorologists track these plumes using satellites and computer models, giving us advance warning. When the river reaches the west coast, mountains force the moist air upward. The air cools, water vapor condenses, and heavy rain or snow falls. This process can last for days, releasing huge amounts of water. The result: dramatic weather events that can reshape landscapes. Understanding their formation helps us predict and prepare for their arrival. These sky rivers are a vital link in Earth's water cycle. When an atmospheric river hits land, flooding is often the first and most immediate impact. These powerful bands of moisture can unleash an incredible amount of rain in a short period, overwhelming natural and man-made defenses alike. Torrential rain can saturate the ground quickly, causing rivers to overflow their banks and city streets to flood within hours. Urban areas are especially vulnerable, as concrete and asphalt prevent water from soaking into the ground, forcing it to rush into storm drains and low-lying neighborhoods. Hillsides, especially those weakened by wildfires or drought, can give way under the weight of sudden rainfall, triggering destructive landslides and mudslides. These events can happen with little warning, making them especially dangerous for anyone living nearby. These fast-moving mudflows can bury homes, block major roads, and threaten lives in a matter of minutes. Emergency responders often struggle to reach affected areas, as debris and mud make travel nearly impossible. Flooded roads and washed-out bridges can isolate entire communities, cutting off access to supplies, medical care, and emergency help. In rural areas, a single washed-out bridge can leave residents stranded for days or even weeks. In the mountains, heavy snow from these storms can close vital passes and snarl supply chains, making it difficult for food and fuel to reach those who need it most. Snowplows work around the clock, but sometimes even they can't keep up. Power outages and overwhelmed storm drains add to the chaos, leaving neighborhoods in the dark and increasing the risk of accidents. Utility workers race to restore electricity, but repairs can take days. Farmers may lose entire crops to floodwaters, and homeowners face costly property damage from both water and mud. The cleanup can take weeks, and the financial toll can last much longer. Emergency services can be delayed or even blocked, making preparation and early action crucial for survival. Sandbagging and evacuation plans can make all the difference. The chain reaction from just one storm can affect everyone in the region, from city dwellers to rural farmers. Disrupted transportation, damaged infrastructure, and displaced families are just some of the widespread consequences. Being ready means understanding that the danger isn't just the rain itself, but everything it sets in motion: floods, landslides, power outages, and isolation. Preparation is key to staying safe. Floods and landslides are the most visible, and often the most dangerous consequences of these sky rivers. Their power can reshape landscapes and change lives in an instant. Preparation saves lives and property. By staying informed and taking action before disaster strikes, communities can weather even the fiercest storms together. The West Coast's history is filled with dramatic atmospheric river events, massive storms that have shaped the land and the lives of those who call this region home. These powerful weather systems, sometimes called rivers in the sky, can unleash staggering amounts of rain in just a few days, transforming familiar landscapes into scenes of chaos and resilience. In 2017, relentless storms overwhelmed Lake Oroville, California's second-largest reservoir. The dam's spillway was severely damaged, sparking fears of catastrophic flooding downstream. In a matter of hours, 200,000 people were ordered to evacuate, leaving behind homes and businesses as emergency crews raced to prevent disaster. A decade earlier, in 2007, a Pineapple Express, a warm, moisture-laden storm from the tropics, stalled over the Pacific Northwest. Towns across Oregon and Washington were inundated, roads and bridges washed away, and entire communities cut off by floodwaters for days. The 1997 New Year's flood was another historic disaster. Torrential rain combined with rapid snowmelt, overwhelming rivers and levees. The Central Valley and Yosemite National Park were left underwater, with farms, homes, and wildlife habitats devastated. These events caused billions of dollars in damage, displacing families and destroying infrastructure. Each storm left scars, but also spurred new efforts to rethink how we manage floods and protect our communities. Every major storm reveals new vulnerabilities, like the danger when heavy rain falls on deep mountain snowpack, causing rapid melting and overwhelming rivers. These lessons remind us that nature's power can outpace even our best defenses. By studying the aftermath of these storms, scientists and engineers learn how to strengthen levees, improve forecasting, and design better emergency plans. Each disaster brings new knowledge and drives innovation in flood management. The near disaster at Oroville Dam triggered a nationwide review of dam safety, prompting repairs and new standards to protect millions of people living downstream from aging infrastructure. Every major event provides a wealth of data, helping meteorologists, emergency planners, and local leaders prepare for the next big storm. The more we learn, the better we can respond. The lesson is clear: these storms will return. Preparation, at home, in our neighborhoods, and across the state, is essential to keep people safe and reduce future losses. History is our best teacher. By remembering the storms of the past, we can build a safer, more resilient future for everyone on the West Coast. The winter of 1861-62 brought the most extreme flood in California's history. Relentless atmospheric rivers battered the West Coast for 43 days. The Central Valley became a vast inland sea, with some areas under 30 feet of water. Sacramento was submerged, forcing the government to relocate. Communication was cut off, the economy devastated, and entire towns wiped out. 1 in 8 homes was destroyed, and 800,000 cattle drowned. The landscape was permanently changed, and the state was bankrupted. Scientists call this the Ark Storm, a 1,000-year event that could happen again. Today, more people and property are in harm's way than ever before. A similar storm now would cause trillions in damage and displace millions. The past warns us. We must be ready for the next big one. Scientists agree. Climate change is making atmospheric rivers more extreme. A warmer atmosphere holds more moisture, fueling bigger, wetter storms. Rain is falling in more intense bursts, raising the risk of flash floods. More winter precipitation is falling as rain instead of snow, even in the mountains. This threatens the snowpack, which acts as a natural water reservoir for dry months. Less snow means more winter floods and less water for summer. Climate models predict stronger, more frequent atmospheric rivers and rapid swings between drought and flood. This weather whiplash strains infrastructure and water management. We must adapt to a future with more volatile storms. Building resilience is essential for communities, farms, and cities. The future demands smarter planning and action. Climate change isn't creating atmospheric rivers, but it's making them stronger. Warmer oceans and air mean more evaporation and more water vapor in the sky. By century's end, these rivers could carry up to 50% more moisture. That means more rain and snow when they hit land, pushing flood systems to their limits. Changes in the jet stream may also cause storms to stall, dumping even more water in one place. Slower, wetter storms are a recipe for extreme flooding. Scientists already see climate change making some recent storms more intense. We're loading the dice for more dangerous weather, recognizing this is crucial for future safety and planning. Knowing how to stay safe during an atmospheric river is vital. First, know your risk. Are you in a floodplain or near a hillside? Check local flood maps and prepare accordingly. Stock an emergency kit with water, food, medications, flashlights, and a radio. Secure outdoor items and clear gutters before storms arrive. During the storm, stay informed and follow official instructions. If told to evacuate, do so immediately. Don't risk it. Never drive through flooded roads. Just a few inches of water can sweep a car away. Remember, turn around, don't drown. Stay away from downed power lines and report them. Atmospheric rivers are essential for water, but bring real risks. Climate change is making them stronger, so preparation matters more than ever. Being ready isn't about fear, it's about smart, science-based safety.